Behind those closed doors at ABC Studios, you could cut the tension with a knife. What used to be a place full of energy, debates, and laughs had turned into something else: quiet whispers, uncertain vibes, and people side-eyeing each other. The View, which was once the queen of daytime TV, was now hanging by a thread. What started out as just another conversation, another moment of real unscripted TV, had turned into a legal storm that could ruin everything. Nobody saw it coming when Sunny Hostin spoke a few words that would lead to a domino effect so big, it would bring down one of TV's longest-running talk shows. Now, with lawsuits coming at them, sponsors pulling out, and ABC execs scrambling to fix things, the truth was sinking in: The View was done. 40 years. The View had been running daytime TV, with its bold conversations, fiery debates, and strong personalities, shaping how people talked all over America. The show had survived drama, cast changes, and public backlash before, but this time, this was different. It wasn't just bad press or dropping ratings. Nah, this time they pissed off the wrong person, someone with enough money and power to make sure The View paid for what they said. The first signs of trouble were small, but you could feel it. Staff started acting different. Makeup artists were talking low about rising tension behind the scenes. Production assistants heard phone calls that sounded urgent, full of heat. That fun, family vibe that used to fill the studio? Gone. It was like everyone was bracing themselves, waiting for the storm to hit. Even the co-hosts, the ones who used to laugh and joke around all the time, started watching their words. They didn't know how bad it was gonna get, but they knew something was coming. Then, it all changed in a moment when Sunny Hostin dropped a segment that shocked everyone. What started as just another headline discussion, nothing out of the ordinary for a show that thrived on messy topics, suddenly got real. Sunny's tone shifted. Her words hit harder. Her accusations, way too much. And in real time, ABC producers watched in horror as she crossed a line that couldn't be fixed. Some folks cheered her on for being bold, but others, especially people connected to the person she called out, were already making moves. The lawsuit came faster than anyone thought. It wasn't just some simple defamation case that could be solved with an apology or a settlement. Nah, this was bigger. The person suing had the money, the influence, and the will to make sure The View paid for those reckless words. The damages they wanted? Astronomical. The kind of numbers that made even the toughest network execs break out in a cold sweat. The implications? Massive. It wasn't just about Sunny. It was about the future of The View. Behind the scenes, all hell broke loose. ABC execs held emergency meetings that ran late into the night, their offices glowing against the dark city. The legal team was working overtime, combing through years of footage trying to find anything that could help. PR people were drafting and redrafting statements, with lawyers all over them before anything could be said publicly. But none of it mattered. The damage had been done. Big brands started pulling out fast. First, a luxury car company. Then, a major cosmetics brand. One by one, sponsors started running away, not wanting to be tied up in the mess. Each sponsor that dropped out made The View's financial position weaker. Executives who thought this was just another bump in the road? Yeah, they were starting to realize the hard truth. This wasn't just another scandal. This was a full-blown disaster. And nobody felt it more than Sunny Hostin. The woman who used to stand strong, with a sharp legal mind and no fear, now looked like a shell of herself. Staff saw her pacing the hallways, eyes red from sleepless nights. She was on the phone all the time, talking fast and frantically. When they were filming, she had to keep reapplying her makeup. Stress was clearly taking its toll. She'd always been a fighter, but now she looked like someone who was losing a battle she never expected. The other co-hosts weren't doing much better. Joy Behar's usual sarcastic wit, it didn't hit the same. Her jokes fell flat. Whoopi Goldberg, the commanding presence that usually ran the show, seemed off. Her intros lost that spark. Sarah Haynes. She was quiet, sitting back, watching everything unfold, occasionally squeezing Sonny's hand in silent support. They all knew what was going down. They just didn't know how to stop it. As the legal drama kept building, the show's content started to get real safe. Producers began reworking everything, avoiding any topic that might spark more controversy. Lawyers were never far from the set, ready to jump in at the first sign of trouble. What used to be those off-the-cuff, real convos on set now felt stiff, scripted, and fake. The audience? They noticed. Ratings dropped hard. Social media lit up with rumors about what was going on behind the scenes. Then came the announcement that hit the industry like a bomb. ABC said The View was going on a temporary hiatus. But the insiders knew the real deal. This wasn't just a break. This was the beginning of the end. Staff started packing up quietly. Producers were already sending out their resumes. Some of the co-hosts, including Sonny, dipped out of the spotlight, going quiet on social media. The reality was setting in. After years of controversy, debate, and being the talk of the town, The View was over. The final blow came when ABC officially canceled the show. They said it was because of ongoing legal issues, but we all knew the truth. The View had gone too far. What was once the go-to-talk show on daytime TV had fallen apart because of its own reckless actions. Social media blew up. Some folks were sad, remembering the good times and the conversations the show sparked. Others celebrated, calling it karma for years of biased, messy talk. Experts started talking about whether this was the end of raw, unfiltered daytime TV. But one thing was certain. It would never be the same again. After it all went down, Sunny Hostin disappeared from the spotlight. People wondered what she would do next. Would she fight back? Could she rebuild? Or was this legal mess the end of her career? She posted a few cryptic things about truth and justice, but for the most part, stayed silent. A video went viral of her hugging producers goodbye, with tears in her eyes, leaving the studio for the last time. The woman who once stood tall was now facing an uncertain future. Her career was hanging by a thread. The impact of The View's fall was felt throughout the industry. Other talk shows tightened up, fearing they could face the same fate. Networks started putting stricter rules in place, making sure no host could ever make a statement that could lead to this kind of legal mess again. The golden age of unfiltered daytime TV. That was over. The studio where The View used to film is now empty. The iconic round table. Covered in dust. But its legacy. It lives on, not as a revolutionary show, but as a warning. A story of what happens when the media, controversy, and legal power clash. Former staff still talk about those last days. The fear,